Hi everyone, it's Doreen with Oohlala Vintage Treasures. Today I have a project share for you. This is something that I used in my last kit for Ruffles and Roses. I've had some requests from some people that wanted to see how I got my little booklet. This one here. Okay, I'm going to go through these a little bit more, but I just wanted to show you. This is the before, right here. You're looking for panels that look like this. These are vintage. Most of these are vintage because, you know, we don't use these hooks anymore, but they came with silver hooks. I should have grabbed the hooks to show you, but I'm sure you know what they look like. And they hang up, you know, your curtains back in the day. Well, I call them back in the day, but I don't know how long ago that was. But anyway, so you're looking for something like this. So if you're trying to achieve the booklet style that I created for my kit club, you're going to be looking for something that has this paper feel to it. So when you go looking in your thrift stores, make sure you look for some thickness in the curtain itself, okay? I just want you to know, because I have made mistakes in the past with that as well, thinking it would be a booklet style and it didn't turn out to be a booklet at all. So I'm going to show you what I did to achieve this look, okay? I wanted to show you the curtain first, and then I have another one over here that I've already cut. This is so long, you guys. This is super duper long. Look how long. I'm going to show you. There's lots of panels on here. And as soon as I saw this, I had gotten these before and never knew what to do with them. And I don't know, I just looked at them in a different way with junk journals, and I said, "Ooh, what can I make out of this?" So I thought, okay, I can cut this and make it into a booklet, right? Grab my scissors. I'm going to pull the curtain up so you get the idea. So what you want to do is, this is the edge right here. So you kind of want to start with this one first. I'm going to show you how to cut it. Alright, so each one is a panel. Now if you want a thicker book, I had to have 30 of these go long, you know, go far. So I needed 30 booklets. But if you wanted to be thicker, you could leave it and fold it in half like this, okay? So I'm gonna start, let's see, I'm trying to remember how I did it now. Oh, also too, the sizes are different. So you're gonna see a little bit of difference at the end where it gets bigger. So it's bigger here, and then it gets smaller. And if you're not paying attention, you'll wonder why. Oh, why doesn't this match up? Or why doesn't this look the same? So in the end, you're going to get different pieces, okay? So let's go ahead and let's cut this. I'm trying to look at it, how I want to cut it. As you can see, if I cut it here, it's just going to be this little piece here. And, all right, anyway, let's cut. Okay, so I'm going to cut right here, as close as you can to the edge of this piece right here, okay? So you can get the full effect. All right, and then let's just do this. And then you're just going, now if you got this material, you can rip, okay? I'm just going to show you this one. This is pretty long. I think it has magnets or something on the end too. This is my favorite sound in the world. Because if I can rip it, it's even better. Okay, so let me just cut that. Now see right here, you're going to see like a magnet or a metal piece right there. I mean, you're not looking for that. That's not something you need. But it does show up at the end. Alright, so let me show you my piece that I cut here. So here is the piece. Let me move this out of the way. Give me a second here. This is a big bulky curtain. I also want to show you real quick too, this one. Let me move this for a second here. This one here is heavy, but it's really cool because it has this backing on it. So if you can find one that looks like this, it's really fun. And I'm going to show you what I made. Okay, so that's what it looks like there. So if you can find these thermal curtains that have the pinch pleat on them, because that's what they're called, then you can make this booklet. Okay, so let's hope this goes well. Because, you know, I haven't done this in a while. I made these a while ago. All right, so this one here, I'm going to cut this one at the edge again, because we're just making the small booklet like what I made. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut this right here. I don't think these scissors work very good with this fabric. Don't care if it's perfectly cut either, because that makes it look really shabby. Okay, so you have something like this now. All right. So here's what we have now. Now what you're going to do is you're going to see right here, there's a stitching in there. We're just going to snip that. And as careful as you can, because, you know, then it pulls that little knot apart there that's holding it together. Okay, so now you have this, looks like a tube. And then you have this on the end. You can pull some of these strings off. And let's see, right here, you have this end that's like this, okay? So we can do one of two things. We can, I think I want this to be even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this straight down where this line is here, okay? Right there. I think I need my other scissors. Hold on a second. Those are too hard to work with. I need to get it in there. Okay, that's better. All right, so now you have this and this, right? Now you could leave it with this hanging off if you wanted to, because it's not really going to matter, because you could add laces to the edge. All right, so now as you see, it's kind of forming that booklet. I'm going to trim it up just a teeny bit here. My straight cutting, so good here. I hope everybody's doing well. Of course, I have a scratchy voice. It's nighttime. Excuse me one second. Okay, so we have this right here. Okay, and now when you're kind of dissecting what you're working on here, you can see that it looks like a pocket. So you could leave it like a pocket here and tuck something in here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to cut it right here. Cut that on the edge there. Okay, we're going to cut this one. This is probably just stitched, so let's see here. It just comes unstitched. Yep, that's what it does there. Okay, so that's your first page. All right, that's what it looks like. Now I did iron every single one of the ones I put in the kit, so you will need to iron it. And then this one here, you see where that stitching is right here? You're just going to cut right below the stitching there. And then you're going to cut this one here. You're going to cut this pocket right here. Just want to make sure I'm in frame here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now we have this pocket, this page and this page, not pocket, It's not a pocket yet, unless you make a pocket. All right, so then you have that. Now you are going to have these little holes right here, which is fine because when you stick your pins in, if you make it like I do, then you need those holes because it's going to hold your pins in as you're pinning all your things in. So this is an idea if you want to make a small little mini journal. And I know that Tammy at Embellish the Story, if you guys are not following her, she did a video. She did not show how she did this, but she did show the end result. And what she did is she just glued the pages together. So what I just unstitched, basically they were unstitched like this, and she just took the pages and glued them together like this and made pockets. Okay, so she made pockets out of the paper part. I'm not sure if it went in the front or how she did it, but that's kind of the idea of what Tammy did. Okay, but you're going to get a lot more pockets out of this if you do it this way. And if you're doing it for just gifting your friend or, you know, making little booklets, you're going to get more out of it this way because you got more pages here. So then we're just going to cut this one again, just like we just did the other one. Okay, like that. And then you have that paper again. Okay, this one here, I'm going to flip it over. We have some stitching there. That's just going to come loose. Like that. So, see? It's pretty simple, right? I'm wondering if my straightener... I'm going to turn my straightener on real quick, see if it heats up for you guys. I keep it over here all the time because I use it constantly for... this is just a thrift store one I found. And I use it all the time for ironing stuff. Because, yeah, you could get an iron out, but it's way easier to do that, right? Okay, so let me just put this over here for a second. And we're going to finish opening up the pockets. So basically you're just doing all three exactly the same. 3 of the pages. And then this has the stitching again. I just kind of get impatient and rip it. And then I'm going to cut this one. I'm just cutting it this way here. You can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then the last one is where the stitching is, above the stitching. Right there. Okay. So now you have a little sweet booklet. So hopefully you guys are crafting along with me and you are getting some fun crafty time in no matter what you're making. It's very fun just to sit down and create something, isn't it? And I hope this inspires you to go look in your thrift stores to get you some of these fun curtains to make little booklets out of. So we're just going to straighten it out like that. And this doesn't take very much time at all because it's just like straightening your hair. In fact, I like doing this better than putting this in my hair, you guys. I have very long hair and it's very hard to straighten my hair. I have curly hair too. Wavy hair, so you have to... Let's see. This one's a little... having a problem there because I didn't cut it right. There we go. And if you don't like these ends right here, you can just cut them off or pull them off. I think this one's probably just loose. You see all the ends flying off. But yeah, you just, you know, go and straighten out each page. Before you know it, you have a sweet little booklet. And a few more pages here. I usually do 2 at a time, just so it gets done faster. And then what I'll do is I'll knock all those extra strings off. Let's see here. So I showed in another video, so I'm not sure which one to go up. I'll try to put this one up first. There's some strings here. I'll try to put this one up first because that way you kind of get the concept of what this is. But basically that is what it looks like. So here's your pages. And these hard pages are really good because you can add papers to them, and you know, you can add little postcards to them, pieces of ephemera, like that. So there you go, that's the booklet, and then I'm going to show you some more that I have here. Let me turn this straightener off. We don't need it anymore. Okay, so here we go. So here's some other examples of stuff that I've cut. You can see this one's a little smaller, and you get just, you know, different varieties of things. Some of them I didn't cut the pockets because I wasn't sure if I was going to stuff, you know, a piece of paper in between. So you could even do that. You see here, there's a little pocket here. So you could turn it this way and make it a pocket that way. So I just left them that way for now, just to give you guys an example of what we did. This is a different curtain. See, this one's more textured. The one I showed you, this is the one we just did. And then this is the one that I did for the Kit Club for Ruffles and Roses digital that I had put in there. And then this is the other one. So I have like 3 or 4 different curtains that are all on these creams and whites. And yeah, so I'm going to be making more of those. Now, most of these are just the leftovers from the last kit. Yeah. But this one here is that curtain I showed you earlier. And then see how it's got the stitching? This one's falling apart, but how cute would this be to fold it up into a small book and add some papers in it? And you got a sweet little book, right? So this was just an offcut from the curtain with the papers attached. And then these are extras, offcuts. See, it has the stitching there. And then you have a place to write. So you can write on this paper too. Okay. So that is just examples of what to look for. As you can tell, this one here has not been ironed, and there's where it was pleated. So when I took it apart, that's what I got from the pleat. And this was like at the extra pleat on the end, I believe. So I kept it to show you guys because these are just really fun little extras that you can add, and add lots of layers to it. You can add your dangles to it and things like that. So those are so fun to play with, and the paper is really stiff. If anybody knows what this paper is called, please comment below what these curtains are made of. I have tried finding the material for these. They do make them on Etsy. They do make curtains that are pinch pleated. They do sell them on Amazon, but not with this paper. There's a new technique. So this is the old-fashioned style with the paper, and I'm trying to find this paper because I think this paper is just so cool. I just love the texture on it. And anyway, somebody's got to have some out there or know what it's called, because I sure would love to know. So if you are a person that makes curtains or do these kinds of things or knows vintage style, that kind of thing, please comment below. Okay, let me show you what I showed in another video. Oh, by the way, I just got this at the thrift store the other day. Isn't it pretty? I collect a lot of the white, and I collect a lot of the, you know, the creams and also the pinks. And then I got this one the other day as well. And I like that it's the shape. It's a cool shape. Yeah. I don't know what brand it is. I don't care. I just like it that it looks like milk glass. So, yeah, I just got those the other day. And let's see. see what I got here. Let me move my candle over so you can see how pretty it looks too. All right, so this is what I made with the curtain. This is using some pink tulle and this beautiful fun fur. I love that stuff. It's, you know, the golds and the pinks. And I just pinned the applique to the cover. All right. Then I added a dangle here with just a little, you know, lots of little bits. So this is a prototype I'm working on for a kit that I have in the process. And I just added a pearl and this little rhinestone bead, vintage milk bead here, crystal bead. These are all vintage beads here. And then this little pearl, and then that right there, and some tulle on the edge. I love hanging things off the edge. I just think it's so fun, right? All right, so let's go inside and see what I did here. So right here, I just have an applique, and underneath the applique, it's pinned. I have a piece of material. It's just like this. It's on the, it's kind of like filled into the book part. So the back of the curtain, it's just white and you can see where it was pinned or stitched, but I love how that looks. And then this is some vintage music paper, and then here is really pretty material. I haven't done anything here yet. Here's that gorgeous applique and some bits just, you know, laid over the top there. And then a piece of pink lace from a vintage dress. So I just used my pins and I just pinned it all on like that. Isn't that pretty? And then here's some tulle pinned with some little trim there and a little bead. There's the center, and this is how I bound it with this, you know, and just tied it in a bow, you guys. Simple there. And then here's just another piece of material. This is a really pretty old vintage piece. I'm not finished with this yet. This is just the start of it. And then we have this little piece of tatting here, a pink flower, and then this here, this applique. And let's see, I tucked in a piece of coffee dyed paper with the Eiffel Tower. That's what it looks like on the back. Fun, right? So I just used pins and a few paper clips to get me started. And then this is my digital for Ruffles and Roses sampler, vintage sampler. That's one of the words, crochet. So I just stuck that in there. I haven't added any other digitals yet. I love that because it has the tatting on it and all the pretty trims and just the beige colors. There's the other side of that applique that was on the front. That piece of vintage paper. That fabric again. And then there's the back. So yeah, this is just a quick little fun thing I played with recently. And I just love how it turned out. And it's going to have lots more in here. This is just the beginning stages. I'm calling these my precious bits mini journals because I love adding all these little bits that you can reuse in your own projects. So this is a fun little way that you can do that and you know, share with your friends, do a swap with your friends, share some papers that you want to share. You can add envelopes to these, you can add all kinds of things. I forgot to measure this for you. Let's see here. Tell you what size this book is, just so you get an idea. Like 4 inches across. Yeah, 4 inches. So it's like an 8-inch piece folded in half, really. That's all it is. Not very difficult, you guys. So I just thought I'd stop in and say hello to everyone and show you what I had worked on, and also to show you how to do these, find these curtains and what to look for when you go to the store. Make sure you look for the ones that have this thick paper inside of the curtain. It's got this kind of thick paper. The thin paper doesn't give you the same feel. I've gotten thin paper and it doesn't really do the same. You know, it doesn't give you that book style feel, I don't think. For me, I don't think it does. But anyway, so that is it for today, and I will be back soon because I have some more things I want to share with you guys. I'm going to do a little craft with me on some of the things for the kit club that's I'm working on. We're doing the ballet dreams in the kit club, and they're getting a kit for that. So I will be back to share with you that. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful night or day wherever you are. Bye, everyone.